Greetings, Lexington. My name is Ed Boquillan. I'm the superintendent of Minuteman Regional, here to talk about our FY23 budget. Overall, our budget is up less than 5%, although assessments to member towns are up significantly. Our district budget objectives are to continue to protect the health of students and staff and to address the critical social and emotional needs that we're all experiencing as a result of the pandemic. We need to continue to advance our Minuteman Academy model, look at increasing the capacity of our facility, bringing our new athletic fields online, and closing out the MSBA project. The drivers include year 3 of a teacher's contract, health insurance increases, obvious transportations and utilities, supply and material costs. We're increasing our OPEB liability, replacing buses, and continuing to fund our capital stabilization account. CTE priorities include the development of our animal science and logistics engineering programs, which have begun and are continuing to add more students every year. Other areas where we'll be funding credentialing costs to students, as well as the appropriate occupational clothing and safety gear for all students. The preliminary budget for Lexington is $3.2 million, including the building project debt, which was not excluded in Lexington. You can see year over year the changes in the components of the assessment. We use a 4-year rolling average of enrollment to determine assessments. That was part of the new regional agreement that was approved several years ago. If you break out the budget a little bit more, our operating is up 6.6%. Our operating capital and debt is up 8.9%. And the MSBA project debt is a little bit lower this year. Overall enrollment is increasing. We're projecting 700 students this fall, most of them member town in-district students. I'll remind folks that the design capacity of our building is 628. We were over the design enrollment from September 2019 when we entered the building. Those trends are continuing. Applications are up from our 9-member towns, 14% from a year ago, and they are up 50% from 5 years ago. Enrollment has shifted. We are becoming a school of entirely in-district member town enrollment, which means that out-of-district tuition and capital fee revenue is decreasing, thereby resulting in increased assessments to our member towns. This slide has a lot going on, and I hope you'll pause this and look at it. You can see the blue line across the top are the millions of dollars that we have had available to reduce member town assessments. This orange line at the bottom is from capital fee assessments. And you can see that our 628 green line is crossed here, and the decreasing amount of non-member town students is continuing. And we project in 2 years we will have no out-of-district revenue. You can see this year the reductions in red of tuition revenue and capital fee revenue, down almost 19% year over year. We've tried to track the changes in enrollment with the changes in assessment. You can see here the impact of the 4-year rolling average for a community like Bolton, for instance, which has had a 60% increase in enrollment. Their assessments going up only 35%. Only 35%. And you can see Lexington is realizing the opposite of that with a 4% decrease in enrollment year over year, but a slight increase in the total assessments. This is a per pupil assessment over the last few years. Staffing changes for FY23. We're adding more student support professionals, readjusting some of our career and technical instructional staff. hiring an HR support specialist, and our library and reading aid is going to return at 0.5. We've had some reductions, no active reductions. These are simply not rehiring openings. So our net increase year over year in staffing is only 1.5 full-time equivalents. Enrollment is beyond design capacity now. How are we going to accommodate more than 628 without increasing debt? We have two strategies. One is to utilize our capital stabilization account, which we're projecting a balance of 1.4 million as of July 1st. We are already expanding the north area of the building by expanding a metal fab and welding shop. It should be open late this fall. Our second strategy is to renovate the East Campus building, which would house our veterinary clinic and some other classrooms. These two projects would give us an additional capacity of about 110 students. Our OPEB liability trust fund balance is about 480,000 right now. The school committee has approved a more aggressive funding structure over the next 5 years to coincide with other debt coming off of our balance sheet. Again, overall, our budget's up a little less than 5% at $29 million. I thank you, and I'm sorry to go through this quickly, but I needed to stay under 7 minutes. I hope to see you in person, as this is the last budget I will be presenting as I'm retiring soon.